Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Ilana, and I'm part of the Performing Arts team at the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County. And I'm here to introduce your hosts and help you get all settled and ready to enjoy our program today, Meet Dakota and Hunter. We'll be together for about 30 minutes, and you'll get to meet not only a couple of our incredible puppets, but also some of our performers who help bring them to life. Now we have a lot of other people helping out behind the program. For the program behind the scenes. So thank you to all of them. We have Emily and Rachel that are going to be helping, as well as Craig in the fishbowl there with our team with the dinosaurs. All right, so we can't see any of you. You can only see us. So to answer your questions, we will use the chat function. And I'm sure you're all very familiar with the chat now. So look for that, and you can type your question directly into the chat for our team to see. And just know that your question will only be seen by museum staff who are running the Zoom right now. And if you're watching on YouTube, the chat function is disabled. It's new YouTube rules for kids programming. And I'm really happy to say that today we also have Spanish captions. So to view closed captions in English and Spanish for this program, please click the link we will be dropping into the chat box. Si prefiere ver esta emisión en español, por favor, siga la siguiente liga. All right, and just so you know, we have 86 schools with us today, from right here in Los Angeles all the way to Nova Scotia. Incredible. Thank you so much for being here. So as you can imagine, that's a lot of people and we might get a lot of questions. So we will do our best to get to all of your questions. But if we don't answer your question today, please, I encourage you to write it down so you can learn more about the puppet on your own. So if you'd like to grab a piece of paper and pencil, you can write them down. We'll also share our email address at the end of the program. And if you want to send those to us, you're welcome to do that. All right, well, I'm going to hand it over to our performers and let them take it away from here. Hi, everyone.
Hey. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian. I'm a T-Rex performer.
And my name is Jonathan. I perform the Triceratops puppet, among other things.
And behind the camera, we have...
I'm Craig. I also did the T-Rex.
And we're also here in the fishbowl with Dakota, the Triceratops, who you can see over there. Mm-hmm. And on the other side, we have Hunter the T-Rex.
Right, so we're just going to get started, show you a little bit about the puppets and what we do here, maybe talk about why we do it. Mostly it's just awesome and fun and cool. I mean, that's why I do. Why do you do it, Brian?
Same reasons.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Funny, cool.
Let's go meet Dakota over here. So this is our full suit puppet of Triceratops, we lovingly refer to as Dakota. Now, this size of a Triceratops is about the size of a 6-year-old Triceratops, so not a full-size Triceratops. I get fully inside this when it's operational. We're doing a little repair and maintenance on Dakota right now, so lots of our friends here at the museum and abroad are actually helping with that. One of our chat helpers, Emily, is leading the charge on that, and we have some other chat helpers with that as well. But yeah, let's take a look, see here. Obvious things about a Triceratops, it's got the 3 horns, right? Triceratops means 3-horned face, so it's got 3 horns on the face. Now, when we're fully inside of this, we don't see through the eyes. There's actually some mesh here in the neck, and I can see through that there. In the legs of Triceratops, which are exposed now, you can see inside here, there's some handlebars there, and I can pull this, and you'll see that. The eyes are blinking when I do that. And if I get to the other side, which I'll do right now, I can open the mouth as well with the bite brake on the other side. Yeah, and now when I'm fully inside, I can also move around, move the head around with my own head. There's some mechanisms in there to do that. We also get to make the sounds of the Triceratops ourselves with a microphone that distorts our voice. There's the same thing in the T-Rex, and Brian's going to demonstrate that in a little bit. So yeah, this puppet itself weighs about 65 pounds when we're inside. Now, the dinosaur itself would probably have weighed a lot more than that. I'm going to show you a little something here now. These are kind of the stilts that are inside Triceratops' legs, minus the bite brakes. So we wear them like so. Those of us who puppeteer the Triceratops. And we strap in the puppet on our back. Yeah, and so we stand about like this, and we run around and growl and pretend to be a Triceratops. Sometimes just for fun when there's events happening at the museum, sometimes we do shows. It's all kinds of fun stuff, pretty much. Yeah. Right. Can I switch it over to you, Brian?
Yeah, of course.
We're going to go over to Hunter now. Brian's going to give us the lowdown on that.
Hi, everybody. Again, I'm Brian. I'm one of the T-Rex performers. I'm going to talk a little bit about the science behind why our T-Rex looks the way he does. And then I'll talk about how I perform in him. And then I'll get in him and run him around a little bit for your viewing entertainment. So this T-Rex doesn't look like the T-Rexes we often see in pop culture, like movies like Jurassic Park. A lot of times when we see T-Rexes in those movies, he doesn't have this fluffy covering on him. Can anyone guess? Put it in the chat if you know why, what this covering is on our T-Rex body. Scientists think he might have had some covering. Oh, I see the chat popping up. I see a lot of fur. I see some feathers, some hair. Good, I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. So T-Rex is a kind of dinosaur called a theropod dinosaur. And there are other theropod dinosaurs that went extinct, like Velociraptor, but there are theropod dinosaurs that still live today, and they're covered with this type of covering. Maybe that's a hint. Dinosaurs that live today, they have this type of covering on their body. Birds are considered theropod dinosaurs. And birds are covered in, I see it in the chat, they're covered in feathers, right? So T-Rex, because he's a theropod dinosaur, there are other tyrannosaurs that definitely had feathers. Scientists can see it in the fossils. Because these other tyrannosaurs are close relatives of T-Rex, T-Rex might have had this type of covering on his body. And we certainly know that the theropod dinosaurs living today have a feathery covering on their body as well. Okay, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about how I get in the T-Rex. I'm going to put my feet in Hunter's feet, and I'm going to Velcro my feet inside there, so whenever I move my feet, Hunter moves his feet as well. Then I'm going to stand up in his belly. And when I stand up in his belly, I'm going to be inside Hunter. You'll be able to still see my legs, but the rest of me will be hidden. And then I'll put a backpack on. When I put that backpack on and strap it on, wherever I move, Hunter the T-Rex will move. There's a controller right about here inside Hunter, and it's shaped like a rectangle. And I'm going to hold on to that rectangle, and I can steer Hunter. So I can make his head turn to the left, make his head turn to the right. If I push into that controller, his head will go up, and we'll get that nice S shape that scientists know the living T-Rex actually had in his neck. And on that controller, there are two bicycle brakes. You can probably guess what they do. It's the same as in Dakota. One makes his eyes blink. The other one makes his mouth open. And then I'm going to have a microphone on. And when I turn on that microphone, I'm going to roar. And it'll go through a system that's going to make my voice sound a little more like a T-Rex. So I'm going to be going, roar, and it'll come out, roar. Okay? So I'm going to get in right now. John's going to step in and answer any questions. It'll take me about a minute.
So Brian's getting that backpack on. He's starting off with his feet, obviously. It is a puppet, yes. So this is a real puppet. You know, it's not CG. It's not computer graphics or anything like that. I don't know if we're going to get the camera inside of the T-Rex. I see this question. are you going to show us going inside, moving around? But T-Rex will be up and about, moving around. It's kind of like a hiking backpack, the way you can like cinch it around your waist there and put the shoulder straps on and cinch it there. It's nice and tight and snuggly. This puppet weighs about, I don't know, 75-ish pounds, Brian?
Yeah, 75, 80.
80 maybe, perhaps. Yeah. Well, I see some of you talking about it. It looks realistic. We did consult with the paleontologist to get an idea of what a T-Rex this size might have looked like. But you know, we'll never know for sure. So this is one artistic interpretation, but it is based on the scientific evidence that was available to us at that time. Brian's almost ready. Here we go. I mean, this is Hunter now. So you can... Hey, Hunter. Easy now. Easy now. Oh, you can say hi. Say bye to Hunter. Come on. Just like the movies, but in real life, right? Yeah. I like that you all think it's cool. Some of you are saying it looks so real. This is what we try to do. Imagine what dinosaurs were like when they were alive. That's pretty fun. I saw somebody was saying it looks kind of scary. I like that it's a safe way to think about something kind of scary. It can be kind of fun. It's also nice, just waiting below. Okay. On front. Back here. Does it smell in the dinosaur and is it hot inside? Yes, and yes, mostly because of Brian. He has the most potent smell of all the performers. And it is hot in there for sure. There are some sort of pockets of mesh. So it's not completely covered in those feathers, just like Dakota has mesh in the neck. Brian can see out of the side when he's in there. This puppet was made, both of these puppets were made by a company called Earth in Australia, ERTH. And they are even helping us with some of the renovations to Dakota, which should be pretty cool. Yeah. So here's Brian now, getting his mask back on. When was this made? These puppets were made a while ago. There was a long time the museum was redoing their dinosaur hall with all the fossils, right? But in order to do that, they had to close that hall down. And so there were no dinosaurs at the dinosaur museum, no dinosaurs at the Natural History Museum. So people there got to thinking, what are we gonna do? People need to see some dinosaurs. And so they bought these puppets and invested in them. And originally it was just going to be temporary until the new hall opened up. I'm grateful it wasn't, because that's right around the time I got hired. And they were just a hit and people liked them. We kept them around. We got a whole program now. Oh, so you're asking, was Dakota a male or female? Well, Dakota is a puppet. So when we're doing an artistic interpretation, it can be anything that we need it to be. In terms of the fossils and the science, it's hard to tell which is the gender dimorphism or sexual dimorphism. It's hard to tell male and female just from the fossils that we have left.
There is one T-Rex that they know for sure is a female in real life. And because females build up certain calcium in their bones during a certain period of their life. right? So they build up calcium. Now, they're not always building up calcium. It only happens during a certain period. They did find a T-Rex where there was calcium buildup in the bone, and they say, we know that this one is a female. This fossil indicates a female T-Rex. But like John say, most of the time they can't tell.
Yeah. So I don't know how long it took the puppets to be made initially. Do you remember, Brian, at all?
No, I don't know. I don't know exactly. Several months.
Yeah. They were shipped here from Australia. Can you sleep in it? Have you ever taken a nap inside T-Rex?
Taking a nap. When you're inside T-Rex, you feel a lot of discomfort. It is not a cozy place to take a nap.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's fun, but it's not comfortable. I've never taken a nap inside of the puppet. And it is fun to be inside of the dinosaurs, even though it's hot and it's heavy and it can be physically difficult. I mean, you get to be a dinosaur. You get to roar at people. It's pretty cool. Are dinosaurs mammals, Brian?
Dinosaurs are reptiles.
Okay, cool.
So not mammals at all. So like reptiles, T-Rex could grow teeth throughout his whole life. He was always growing teeth. As mammals, we only get 2 sets of teeth. So you got to take care of your teeth. But T-Rex always growing teeth throughout his whole life.
Yeah, some of you are asking if we're going to get inside Dakota. Unfortunately, I'm not going to do that today just because there are some renovations going in there. So it's not as safe as it normally would be for that. And I saw something else of people wondering how hard is it to practice getting into the puppets and doing everything. Every time we get in is a practice, but even before we officially perform and we hire someone new, there's always a time of just getting used to everything. But we'll watch different reference videos, kind of a sort of what we call comparative anatomy of animals that are at least similar in some aspect today to the animals that are extinct that we're doing. So for Triceratops, we'll look at like cows and rhinos, large 4-legged creatures today doing things like that. And Brian, you can talk about everything you look at for T-Rex puppeteers, yeah?
Yeah, for T-Rex, we look at living theropod dinosaurs. So when I first got hired, I was advised to watch videos of a cassowary bird. Cassowary is a type of flightless bird. It's huge, I think bigger than an ostrich, but the same type of body shape. And they have one, you can go often at zoos, you can see cassowaries, and there are videos of them. So I watch them walk. So when we walk in the T-Rex puppet, all puppeteers do a toe-heel walk. As humans, we often do a heel-toe walk. But to make it look more bird-like, we'll put our toes down first and then our heels. And we'll do a lot of high stepping to make it more realistic.
I saw somebody ask, how much do the dinosaurs cost? I couldn't give you an exact number, but I like that people who build these types of things have told me before that it costs more than your car, but less than your house, somewhere in there. And somebody else asked how long we've been doing this. Over 10 years,
Right.
Brian and myself have been doing this. And I saw another great
Each.
question. Yeah.
Not
yeah,
together.
No. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
So I saw a question, are crocodiles dinosaurs? So there were certain crocodiles and alligator types that lived during the Mesozoic, but they are not dinosaurs, nor are the flying pterosaurs. They are not dinosaurs either. And it has to do with how their bones are put together. Dinosaurs are specifically in an upright position. So their legs are underneath their bodies, whereas crocodiles have their legs out to the side. That is one example of just a different body type. So no, crocodiles, though they lived at the same time, their relatives lived during the Mesozoic, they are not dinosaurs, different lineage. But birds are dinosaurs. I saw that just pop up. Birds have the characteristics in their skeleton that match them up with theropod dinosaurs.
Mhm.
Their legs are under their body. They have wishbones. T-Rex had a wishbone. They lay eggs. There's something specific about the ankle hinge. So scientists have like a checklist. T-Rex is a theropod dinosaur. Bald eagle is a theropod dinosaur. A hummingbird is a theropod dinosaur.
Yeah.
Do we have is Alana coming on to feed us some questions, or should we?
I'm here. You were answering so many questions. I
Oh,
just
good.
was
We can
letting
see them
you-
pop up.
Yeah, exactly. No problem. I wanted to share also that while you were, moving around in Hunter, we had a lot of people saying, cool, amazing, realistic. A few people who were scared and found it creepy, but you know, 'tis the Halloween season, so I think that's good. Um, but we have a lot of questions, which you've answered. You've answered a lot of dinosaur questions. We also have a lot of questions about kind of how the puppet works. And I know that you explained it before you got in Hunter. I'm wondering if maybe you can, now that they've seen Hunter moving around, explain again how you're making the eyes move and the mouth move. People just couldn't believe you were even in there. So maybe you
Sure. We're gonna just let's just kind of pan over to Hunter. So inside of Hunter, there are two bicycle brakes. And I can reach in through his neck to show you what happens when I squeeze one of them. See, he's just made of fabric. And I reach in, and right if I got my hand on a bicycle brake, you tilt it up. So ready, I'm gonna squeeze this bicycle brake. You can see what's happening, right? His mouth is opening, and then on the other side, let's see if I can find it well. Then on the other side, that's his mouth. Here we go. Whoop, that's his mouth. Right? I'm just squeezing a bicycle brake. So same type of handbrake that you may have on your bicycles that stop your bike. The bicycle brakes here make his eyes blink and his mouth open. So I'm just in there. It's just a repurposed bicycle brake, and it's very effective, right? When it's connected to a dinosaur's eyes and mouth.
Yeah. Very cool. Thanks, Brian. And then same idea. People are wondering, how did you make it sound so real?
Oh, well, here, I'll show you the microphone.
Yeah, basically he's got a microphone and it's connected to kind of like a distortion pedal on a guitar for rock music. And so he'll make a sound in there and then it'll come out all T-Rexy. He's going to demonstrate right now.
So I'm just going to go.
Exactly.
It's hard to do with a mask on.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Oh, Brian, here's one I think you'll like. Did dinosaurs have knees?
Yes, they did. Here, let's come over and look at T-Rex's leg. So T-Rex, yeah, right, here's T-Rex's toe. You can see his toes here. And a lot of people think that this is his knee. Sometimes people call it like a backwards knee. This is not a knee. This is an ankle. So this is his foot. Right? Our toes and our foot are pretty close together, right? Here we got toes, foot, ankle, and knee up here. With T-Rex, here's his toes, here's his long foot, here's his ankle, and then up here is his knee. Up here. Good question.
Yeah, excellent questions. We also have a question about, whether we can see these puppets on display at the museum.
So we're here in the fishbowl, and this is where they live when we're not performing with them. And so this is where we keep a lot of our puppets. This is a replica, a cast of a huge T-Rex skull right here with a Hunter plushie on top. We are not doing regular performances yet, but we hope to in the new year sometime and welcome people again live. We do have some special events where we will walk around and things like that. We're gonna show you some of our other puppets too. I think Mr. Craig here is going to demonstrate a smaller puppet of a dinosaur, a marionette, so one with strings. And this is a baby kind of long neck dinosaur, and it's referred to right now as a sauropodomorph. It's actually a fairly newly discovered type of dinosaur down in Antarctica is where they found the fossils actually. And this is of course a baby version of that. They haven't officially given it a name yet. They're still doing lots of research. This one is most definitely a plant eater, so even though it's taking some nibbles on me, it's pretty safe. It's also a puppet, so it doesn't actually hurt. But again, it's fun to imagine dinosaurs and these animals at different stages in their lives, seeing them kind of like younger and being more playful, maybe a little bit older with T-Rex, being a little bit more ferocious, curious. Now, even though this puppet is a representation of a dinosaur from Antarctica, in the time of the dinosaurs, when this dinosaur lived, Antarctica wasn't the icy tundra that it was today. Antarctica, the whole continent, was further north on the planet, and so it was a lot warmer. It was lush and green, and we chose this green color not because we know exactly what dinosaurs looked like then, but we do know that there were fossils of plants that were green and lush like that. So we thought maybe it would be green to help it blend into its surroundings a little bit. But yeah, we've got lots of different things here for sure. What does it eat? Yeah, that one definitely a plant eater. You can, based on its teeth, that's a characteristic of a dinosaur called a sauropodomorph. The shape of their teeth indicate what they eat, but also kind of look like leaves themselves, I'm told. Yeah.
Well, we only have a couple minutes and there are so many questions. We won't get to all of them. And in a moment, Rachel, who's behind the scenes, is going to put our email address in the chat. So if you do want to ask your question via email, please do that. But one last question for you guys is from Miriam. If you could be a dinosaur, which would you be?
It's a good one.
I mean, you do get to be a dinosaur, kind of, but yeah. Would you pick T-Rex?
Well, he's within earshot, so I feel conflicted. It must be wonderful to fly like a bird. I'll just throw that out there, right?
Yeah.
Would be amazing to fly like a bird.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy being a Triceratops. It's pretty fun because you get to be a little cute as a Triceratops, but then people are surprised that you can be, kind of monstrous sometimes too. It's exciting, and so I enjoy it very much. I'm a little jealous of not being able to be a T-Rex sometimes, but those tiny arms, who needs it?
Oh, low blow.
Sorry,
oh,
I'm
boy.
just saying.
Goodness.
I get to use all
You're
my
getting along
limbs.
so nicely.
I get to use all my limbs in Triceratops.
True.
Oh, thank you guys so much for showing everyone behind the scenes. And thank you all of those who are tuning in today. We had a wonderful time with you. Again, please put your questions in an email if you didn't get your burning question answered. And thanks to Craig, John, and Brian.
Bye, everyone.
So long. Thank you.